this picture is supposed to be of a werewolf taking on the streets of Brazil. I don't think it's a werewolf, I think it's a model. It's not big enough. The threefold legs are not strong enough in the upper thigh. And as far as I'm aware, there is no Brazilian werewolves that I know of that have gone out there in the tribe, so I don't think this is a werewolf. I think it's a very good model, and it's a very well taken picture in the fact that it's a crap picture. But yeah, I can see why people could be convinced by this being a werewolf on the streets of Brazil. I'm actually surprised it can stay upright because of its little feet, but yeah, I don't think that's a werewolf, no. If you know any better, just put it in the comments below and I'll believe you, I promise. The second picture is of a wolf, or a werewolf, supposedly from the side of a road. I mean, this one is actually kind of pretty convincing if I didn't know how good people are with Photoshop and stuff. It's kind of in the right proportions from what I can understand. I think the problem with this is there's nothing to compare it to size-wise, so for perspective. But I wouldn't be convinced that's not one of us. I wouldn't be convinced that it is one of us. I don't know, what do you think? I think it could be. Yeah, I don't know where the picture's taken either, so that doesn't really help the situation. But as I say, he's in a lot of fair proportion, and you can see that he's kind of crouched down, and he's bipedal, but he's got his front arms down. Yeah, I could be convinced either way. I have no idea with that one. Oh, I know for a fact that this one's a dead bear. Yeah, I think I've read about this one. Someone showed me it before. Yeah, I think this is actually just a dead bear in Yellowstone or something, if I remember. It's got nasty teeth and it looks the business and stuff, but it's definitely not a werewolf. It could be sort of misconstrued as a werewolf, but I'm sure it's a dead bear. It's been taken at a good angle. Who sent me this? This is out of a film. No, this isn't a werewolf at all. I mean, God almighty, what? Someone actually sent this believing that this is actually a real werewolf. Okay. No, this is a very good costume, and it would be amazing if it was a werewolf, because that would be fantastic, but no. It's way too tiny for a start, perspective-wise. Yeah, and it's not a werewolf. I'm sorry, it's a lovely costume, and someone's done very prettily nice stuff there with that. And thank you for sending it me, but please don't in future. This is definitely not a werewolf either. This is, I think, again, this is out of a film. It's a really nice outfit. I really like it, but I'm afraid it's not a werewolf. If we look at it, it's actually in very good proportions, but the legs aren't long enough, the arms aren't long enough. And with a werewolf, you tend to get the arms and legs a bit longer than that. The front arms tend to be down past the kind of first knee of the back legs. So it's a very nice costume, and I think it's from a Dogman film I've actually seen, I think. So thank you for sending it to me, but it's not a real werewolf, but thank you. Now, you see, with this one is pretty confusing for me because I really like it. Just for its artistic quality. I mean, the werewolf's in this position of power. It's got this fucking overly sized head. That's a bit what a posit looks like, my werewolf, so he looks a bit similar to that. Now, the reasons why I know it's not a werewolf is the eyes are too far forward on the head. And also, as far as I'm aware, the eyes of a werewolf reflect light. They do have the lining at the back of the eyeballs that reflect light, but it's always a yellow kind of ambery flash. It's not like a white flash. I might have got it wrong from there, but I don't believe this one is a werewolf just because of the eyes. Also, it's not really in the right proportions. Head's too big, arms too big, and I think if we'd have had a werewolf actually killing someone, and there again, I don't know, because the government and stuff and everything are so very good at covering these things up. It's not a werewolf. I would love it to be a werewolf, but it's really not. We're not getting a lot of werewolves here, are we? We need to up our game. Don't go in the cellar! Yeah, this is not a werewolf either. I mean, it's a beautifully posed, wonderful picture. The head's out of proportion, the arms are out of proportion, the front claws aren't big enough, the arms at the front aren't big enough and long enough. I like the colour of his pelt. That is wonderful. That's as dark as, well, my pelt's that black, but I'm afraid this is not a werewolf again. It's a fantastic picture though. I really appreciate the artist who put this together. Yet again, not another werewolf. Just know, this is not. No, this is a teddy bear. It's someone who stuffed a creature very badly, or kit bashed a creature very badly, doing the old taxonomy thingy being bubbles. Yeah, I'm afraid this isn't a werewolf. Anyway, moving on. This one is a picture taken of, I don't know who the man who makes these werewolf models is, but Joe Rogan has one, and it looks exactly like this. So no, this isn't a werewolf. I think it's like a model maker, like for films and stuff, that can create these. So that's not a werewolf. It's not in the right proportions or anything at all, and it actually upsets me to see that, because that's about as unwerewolf as the imagination can get. Right, whoever sent me this, you're taking the piss. That's the freaking werewolf out of bloody Harry Potter. It's Lupin, innit? So no, that's not a real werewolf. And I hope I meet you someday, because that's taking the piss slightly, but I do actually quite appreciate the fact that you sent me that. See, that is so why do they make some werewolves so fucking pathetic? I mean, oh my god, look at him. He couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, could he? You know, and he's supposed to be this rough, tough, killer, monster-y type thing. You know, that's humiliating. But yeah, thanks for sending me a picture of Lupin. That really has made my day. No, this is a very, very, very poorly timberwolf. He's got very bad mange. That's why he looks like that. You can actually see that his tail has basically fallen off. Yeah, I hope he passed pretty quick, because he obviously was a big alpha dog in his day. So actually, it's very sad to see, because it would have been an incredibly beautiful animal at the time. He must have been absolutely exhausted, knackered, afraid and terrified to be picked up in that kind of state. Yeah, that's really not very nice to see. Okay. How many more of these have I got? Oh, this is the last one. Okay. Let's see it then. Oh no, it's an anorexic werewolf. Yeah. I have no idea what that is. It's like a were-greyhound or a were-whippet or something, you know. I have no idea. I don't know why that's even been included. You can see with the difficulty with all these pictures that, I mean, the media can convince you of anything these days. I mean, and also the problem with that is that if I was to put a picture of myself up, which maybe I did in that sequence there, if I was to put a picture of myself up, or a video transforming or something like that, how do I convince you? Do you understand? It's incredibly difficult to convince you that I can actually be a werewolf. I mean, with modern computer graphics and all that kind of stuff, how do I convince you that I'm a werewolf? unless you're stood there while I actually physically go through the transformation. And this is one of my big worries at the moment. But no, he is definitely not a werewolf. That is... I have no idea what that is, but it's really not one of us.